Right now, how researchers right here in Madison are working to develop new, clean, alternative fuel sources.
Plus, a new report sheds some light on rising number of youth depression and anxiety. We'll take a look at some of the factors behind it coming up. That's all just ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Thanks for joining us tonight. On Tuesday this week, the Biden administration announced its plan to cut all greenhouse gas emissions from America's transportation sector by 2050. That has researchers across the country developing clean alternative fuel sources.
And that includes here at the UW's Great Lakes Bioenergy Research Center. Armand Rahman reports on the non-plant fuel source they hope grows in popularity among investors.
You could think of the Midwest as the Middle East of agricultural residues.
That's because Tim Donahue and his team at UW's Great Lakes Bioenergy Research Center are getting black gold from something more straw-colored.
Woody biomass, poplar, which is a breedable, rapid turnover crop.
They're developing clean fuels for the Biden administration's blueprint to decarbonize the nation's transportation.
To produce materials that we depend on without using as much fossil fuels or without increasing the greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere.
And according to Donahue, it won't just cultivate the environment, it'll grow your wallet.
Would allow them to reduce the price of a gallon of fuel by 25%.
For the past 15 years, his team has been processing plants like switchgrass.
That we can make juices from it. So if you think about making wine, people step on grapes and you get a grape juice. That's not what's going to happen here. It's a lot more chemically complicated.
That juice is then treated in a reactor. This is the finished product, isobutanol. But it's not just fuel researchers are hoping to get from it. Aromatics will also be used for the variety of other chemicals that are normally extracted from oil. Just like petrochemicals, isobutanol has to produce other chemicals than fuel.
Aromatics that the chemical industry would use to make biodegradable plastics, nylon, and other polymers that it currently gets from fossil fuels. So it's going to be local communities and local businesses in the state of Wisconsin that will benefit from this.
Donahue sees this fuel on the market in 10 to 15 years.
That takes investment by industry. That takes a sign that consumers are going to want to use these compounds, and consumers are going to want to use them if they're cost effective.
In Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Donahue says by blending his fuel with existing fossil fuels, it can be used for automotive, aviation, and naval fuel without having to design new engines.
Next tonight, we are continuing to monitor the situation out west. Another round of storms and heavy rain about to hit California. The Salinas River south of San Francisco has already crested and could cut off access to the Monterey Peninsula. Down in Southern California, the sinkhole that swallowed 2 cars is now an estimated 40 feet deep. The mayor of Los Angeles declared a local state of emergency to help crews prepare for the incoming storms. And parts of the South are cleaning up after a storm system brought dozens of tornadoes across several states. At least 7 people are dead in Alabama and 2 more in Georgia. A tornado ripped through historic downtown Selma, Alabama, causing widespread damage. The state's governor toured the damage there today. Let's get a look at our forecast now. Much calmer here. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, other than the fact that we've had clouds all day today, not much sunshine, it actually has been pretty quiet around here for much of the winter. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. You can see plenty of clouds today. I thought we'd get some sunshine in here, but we just couldn't break through that cloud deck. It wasn't very thick, and because of that, we're not seeing any precipitation, even though the cloud cover has been widespread across the upper Midwest. But as we look at high temperatures today, they only made it up to 32 in Madison, 34 in Janesville, and closer to La Crosse and into parts of central and northern Wisconsin, temperatures stayed in the 20s because there's snow on the ground there. Current temperatures have held steady through the entire evening. Right now, 24 degrees in Madison, 27 in Janesville, 21 degrees in Viroqua. Across Dane County, we're seeing middle 20s, including 24 in Deerfield, 24 in McFarland, and 25 in Stoughton. Look for mostly cloudy skies or variably cloudy skies overnight. A few breaks in the clouds every once in a while. Otherwise, just a little colder with a low temperature of 20 degrees. But we'll see a warm up this weekend and then rain early next week. I'll tell you if there's any snow in our future in just a few minutes.
Since opening 6 months ago, the flex lanes on the Madison Beltline have helped reduce travel times by an average of 45%. That's according to the DOT, who gave us an update this evening. The flex lanes officially opened last year on July 13th. One person is dead and 2 others are injured after a 3-vehicle crash on Highway 69 near New Glarus. The Greene County Sheriff's Office says a 57-year-old man crossed the median and was hit by a car going the opposite direction. The man died at the scene, while the driver in the other vehicle was taken by MedFlight to a Madison hospital in critical condition.
Governor Tony Evers is appointing former state senator John Erpenbach to lead the state parole commission. The senator, who was first elected in 1998, left office after deciding not to seek re-election last year. At the end of today, Dodge County will no longer have a district attorney. At the end of the week, it'll no longer have any state prosecutors at all. Kurt Klomberg, who's been the DA there for 12 years, resigned because all of his prosecutors have also left, and he couldn't do it on his own. This comes with enormous impact for public safety and criminal justice throughout the county. We spoke with Kurt today about what this means for the county going forward. It's a sobering interview that will air this Sunday at 10:30 after Face the Nation.
A man accused of groping a woman on State Street last summer is now expected to stand trial in April. Police arrested 22-year-old Ivan Smart last July after he and another man allegedly touched and grabbed a woman while she was waiting for a ride. According to court documents, Smart's trial is set to start April 3rd and run through the 7th. Milwaukee Police Department says thieves have increasingly been targeting cars for guns. Over the past 2 years alone, a total of 1,600 guns were stolen from vehicles in the city. The announcement comes after a slew of car break-ins around Milwaukee, specifically in the 3rd Ward and downtown.
Authorities in New Mexico will announce by the end of the month whether any charges will be filed in the fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. A cinematographer was fatally shot in October 2021 during a rehearsal for a scene for the movie. Actor Alec Baldwin was holding a gun when the shot fired. A new proposal in the state capitol could lower the income taxes you pay each year. The Republican bill announced today would make it so that everyone pays the same lower tax rate. This is the Republicans' plan to give some of the expected $7 billion surplus back to the taxpayers. But the governor has said before he doesn't want a flat tax and has called for a tax cut targeting middle-class Wisconsinites.
The U.S. is inching closer to defaulting on its debt. The Treasury Department is warning the nation will reach its debt limit as soon as Thursday, much earlier than it projected. Congress can approve raising the debt limit, which the White House is calling on lawmakers to do.
Again, the sooner Congress acts, the better, since even the prospect of not raising the debt ceiling will have damage the full faith and the credit of our nation.
The Treasury Department can delay defaulting by taking what it calls extraordinary measures, but that would only work for so long, and eventually more debt would be needed. President Biden welcoming Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida to the White House today. The visit marks Japan's increasing military posturing amid concerns about China, North Korea, and Russia. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has officially invited President Biden to deliver the annual State of the Union address to Congress. The White House says Biden has accepted this invitation. This year's address will take place with Republicans newly in control of the House majority and is scheduled for Tuesday, February 7th.
Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is asking Governor Evers and the Republican-controlled legislature for more than $2 million in the next budget to keep the state Justice Department's Office of School Safety going. Today, Kaul says the office's operations have been funded almost entirely with federal COVID-19 relief dollars, which have run out. Legislators created the office in 2018 following a school shooting in Parkland, Florida. A New York judge has fined 2 Trump companies $1.6 million for criminal convictions, including tax fraud and falsifying business records. It's the maximum possible penalty under New York law. The Trump Corporation and Trump Payroll Corporation were convicted last month of 17 total felonies. They have 14 days to pay the fine. Adolescents in Wisconsin are reporting increasing thoughts of suicide and feelings of depression and anxiety. That's according to a new report released today by the state's Office of Children's Mental Health.
McKenna Alexander joins us now to break down some of the data findings and share what state leaders are doing to move us forward.
Yeah, this report announced today finds that nearly 34% of Wisconsin students say they feel sad and hopeless almost every day. It's a statistic that has researchers searching for solutions. In a report briefing Friday afternoon, the Office of Children's Mental Health shared several points of progress and several areas where significant improvement is needed. As far as progress, bullying has slightly decreased, teen birth rate has dropped, and the number of school social workers, counselors, and psychologists increased. But when it comes to room for improvement, more needs to be done to address a rising trend of students experiencing negative mental health.
There's lower academic performance. Students are feeling less connected to their schools than they did 5 years ago. The number of kids who are experiencing negative mental health conditions, including depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide, are all increasing.
One of the most startling statistics from the report is that over half of Wisconsin high schoolers say they have experienced struggles of anxiety and depression, with a third of them saying they feel sad and hopeless every day. That's a 10% increase from 2012. Ava Pellegrino, a student at McGuanago High School, is one of those students that's experienced the effects of negative mental health.
In casual conversations with my peers and friends, I have found the statistic to be endorsed by at least 50%. I, myself, have anxiety and worked actively to manage it every day. I believe that this statistic increases during high school as educational stakes become higher, with pressures of graduation, achieving higher level education, or going out into the workforce.
While COVID relief funding has allowed for an increase to the number of school-based mental health professionals, the state's professional-to-patient ratio remains at 440 to 1, while the national recommendation is 250 to 1. For students like Ava, she's hoping these reports' findings shine light on an issue that's been hiding in the shadows for far too long.
I think COVID is a time frame many pinpoint as a start of the increase in mental health issues. However, I do feel these issues were on the rise even prior to COVID, and that perhaps COVID gave us the reason we needed to seek the help to speak up about issues that have been left unaddressed for decades.
If you or someone you know is in crisis, as always, you can call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988.
McKenna, thank you. And when we come back, your updated weekend forecast and when we can expect to see temperatures back into the 40s again.
But first, get your Mega Millions tickets out. More than $1 billion are up for grabs tonight. Your winning numbers up next.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. There are specific rules and regulations that apply, and we know what it takes to win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week is here. Participating restaurants will provide 3-course dinners starting at $30. Some restaurants will offer a lunch menu for $20. Featuring wine and more by E&J Gallo Winery. Check out our guide to Restaurant Week online to see which restaurants are offering takeout as well as dine-in. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week 2023. Brought to you by the presenting sponsor, Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, and supporting sponsor, Bergstrom Madison Chevrolet and Cadillac.
Get up to 80% off list prices during our huge inventory reduction sale at Slumberland Furniture. $20 million worth of furniture and mattresses must go. Lowest prices around on TV consoles, recliners, bar stools, sofas, mattresses, and lots more. Get the deal of a lifetime on clearance, one-of-a-kinds, scratch and dents, and more. Stores are packed with merchandise that must go. Up to 80% off at the huge inventory reduction sale on now at Slumberland Furniture.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Upgrade your home with new flooring from Tarkett. Choose from our huge selection of Tarkett waterproof, easy-to-install sheet vinyl that stands up to everyday life. Save big money on Tarkett sheet vinyl flooring. Change the look of your home with easy-to-install Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring. It's both waterproof and durable to stand up to whatever life throws at it. Save big on Great Lakes vinyl planks. Get yours today at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I love Jay Farrell. He leaves a lasting impression. I'm gonna give you a person and a topic, and then you're gonna take it away.
Hey, I ain't no jukebox man.
Give it up for Carla Pratt.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Friday the 13th might actually end up being someone's lucky day. The Mega Millions jackpot has reached an estimated $1.35 billion, the second largest in the lottery's history. Here are those winning numbers: 30, 43, 45, 46, 61, and a mega ball of 14. Good luck, everyone.
Open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act ends on Sunday. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services says a record 16 million people have signed up since November 1st. More than 3 million of them are new to the exchange this year. The government says the Affordable Care Act is gaining popularity. The National Park Service is offering free entry to national parks this coming Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It is one of 5 days this year where entrance fees will be waived at all 63 national parks in the U.S. and more than 420 places in total.
New tonight, the Pentagon is providing an update months after it established an office to investigate unidentified flying objects. The office was created in July, and since then, Pentagon officials say they have received several hundred more reports of unidentified objects to examine. Officials say most are likely not considered dangerous. Around the state, a different kind of UFO. A vibrant mandarin duck has been spotted near South Shore Park in Milwaukee, capturing the hearts of bird watchers.
This mandarin duck is usually found in Eastern Asia, with some in Western Europe, California, and Florida. Right now, birders are flocking to Milwaukee and posting stunning pictures and videos of it. John Casper captured this video of the duck near South Shore Park in Milwaukee last weekend.
When you're an avid birder, to see something that's a brand new bird, something that is very rare to the U.S., let alone here in Wisconsin, it was a thrill.
The Wisconsin DNR believes the one spotted in Milwaukee is unlikely from the wild and more likely a captive bird that escaped a zoo or a private collection.
And up in northwestern Wisconsin, this 58-foot snowman in Milltown is getting quite a bit of attention. Jeffrey is the latest and greatest in a collection of ever-expanding annual creations by business owner Craig Carlson and his sons. It's become a yearly family affair dating back to 2019. Now, the only rule here, each year, bigger is better. And this year, Jeffrey is bigger, packed with 166,000 pounds of snow. I didn't even know that we had that much right now.
We don't.
Yeah. I know,
they do up
nice?
north.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You need to have some snow to make a snowman like that. But take a look at the snow cover across the state. There are the haves and the have-nots. We are definitely in the have-nots. Basically from Madison southward, almost no snow on the ground, just a dusting through much of Dane County. But to the north and west, these darker areas of red, about 2.5 feet of snow on the ground and about 2 feet down almost to the Twin Cities and just north of Eau Claire, and about a foot pretty much north of a line from around Rochester, Minnesota to Eau Claire to Rhinelander. So there's plenty of snow up there for snowman making. I'm sure they probably put it to good use, but we have to get some snow here first in order to be able to make a snowman. And the precipitation that's coming in for Monday into early Tuesday will be mainly in the form of rain, probably around 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain here, maybe a little bit more up to the north. Northwestern Wisconsin could see a mix of rain and snow, and much of this precipitation north of, say, Duluth, Minnesota, and Superior, Wisconsin, probably in the form of some snow. Now, our chances for snow will come Wednesday night into Thursday of next week, but the computer models are in disagreement. They've been going back and forth on this. The European computer model right now is showing about a 3 to 6 inch snowfall through much of southern Wisconsin, so a moderate, so not a major winter storm, but enough to bring several inches of accumulation, whereas the USGFS computer model model either has the snow to the south or up in the Lake Superior snow belt to the north, and really nothing for southern Wisconsin. They actually bring in a little bit of snow later on in the week, but more in the line of about an inch or so. Three things you need to know in the forecast. Look for high temperatures back in the middle 30s for tomorrow. We're in the low 30s today, and highs will be in the lower 40s for Sunday, even though it'll be cloudy. Dry weather is expected through the weekend, but like I say, Sunday night into Monday and ending into early Tuesday, mainly rain around here. High temperature trend over the next 10 days above normal every single day. The average high temperature 27 degrees for that entire period. That's as cold as our average high temperature gets. The average low temperature is at 10 degrees, and from basically the end of January into February, those temperatures start to rise. But you can see the high temperatures above that 27-degree normal all the way through the end of next week. And the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook calls for the western part of the country to be colder than normal. The warmest air shifts to the east, the highest probabilities of warmer than normal weather over the northeastern part of the country. We're kind of in between, and we are trending toward a little colder weather toward the end of next week. But in the short term, our Metro Futurecast for tomorrow calls for skies to become partly sunny. It won't be as cold with a high temperature of 35 degrees. Planning your day for tomorrow across Dane County, high of 30 in Brooklyn, 35 in Stoughton, 33 in Cottage Grove with partly sunny skies. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, Madison 35, 35 in Lone Rock, and 33 for the high in Baraboo. 7 to 10-day forecast. The first one, 7 to 10-day forecast, high of 41 Sunday and 44 Monday with rain for the Martin Luther King holiday. That mixes with a little bit of snow Monday night and ends on Tuesday morning. And then the system from Wednesday night into Thursday, that will be bearing some watching because of the potential for some accumulating snow, and then just some snow showers or flurries. Shouldn't amount to very much for next weekend.
And coming up in sports, Badger women's hockey with one of their biggest tests of the season this weekend, taking on the #1 team in the country. We got highlights of Game 1 with Ohio State next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. Earn fuel points on every purchase and save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. With Pick and Save fuel points, all you do is win big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
I tried everything to remove fabric odors, but my clothes still smelled. Until I finally found New Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Just add to your fabric softener tray. It doesn't just cover odors, it helps remove them up to 3 times better than detergent alone. Try New Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Rub these little weenies, not with my low E.
Millions are suffering from low energy, commonly called low E.
Conga line around the family room? Not with my low E.
I can't even blow up this celebratory balloon.
Well, I live this way. Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for just $10 a month.
Deal extended till January 19th.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of cover up and conceal things, but with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone, so you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95, plus get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Now get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you get in our stores. So start your cart today. Whenever, wherever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
When it comes to those marquee matchups in women's college hockey, Wisconsin versus Ohio State is definitely up there. Well, this weekend, these two teams face off for the first time this season, and the Badgers come in with 3 straight losses, hoping to snap that skid and pick up their first win against the Buckeyes since October 2021. Bucky on the move late first period, Britta Curl with the beautiful feed up front to Lacey Eden, and the Badgers have the first goal of the game. But Ohio State won't be denied much longer. In the second period, they go on to tie it up. And this game actually heads to overtime, less than a minute, and out of the face-off, Sophie Jakes buries the OT game winner, and the Badgers drop their 4th straight 2-1. The series wraps up tomorrow at 2. Badger men's hockey also in action, hosting the U.S. under-18 team for an exhibition. Will Vogt opens the scoring at the Kohl Center. He puts Team USA on the board less than 2 minutes in. Well, it's time for UW to respond. Cruz Lucius nets the equalizer midway through the second period. But that would be it for the Badgers. U18 team takes the win. The exhibition, they go on to win it 6-1. And Cole Caulfield is having himself a season. The former Badger scored not once, but twice on the power play last night, helping the Canadians beat the Predators. But these just weren't any goals. The first of the night set a career high, number 24 right there. Then in the third period, Caulfield made it 25 on the season. And the transfers just keep rolling in for Luke Fickell and company. The latest is Oklahoma State wide receiver Bryson Green. He announced his commitment to Wisconsin football earlier tonight on Twitter. This past season, Green had 36 grabs for almost 600 yards with 5 touchdowns. High school girls hoops. DeForest looking to make it back-to-back wins, taking on Oregon in the Badger Challenge. But the Panthers are off to a hot start. Clara Tracy takes it all the way in from the sideline for the finish, giving them the early lead, making it 16-1. Norski's trying to close in on that large lead. Rylan Oberg finds Jada Keller in the corner. She stops, pops, gets Defo within 11 points, but the Panthers aren't going to let a rally happen. Got some quick ball movement to Delaney and Ninehouse in the paint. Finishes with that spin move. Oregon with the huge upset, 50-26 the final. For the first time this season, Badger men's basketball has dropped back-to-back games. Not an ideal situation to be in, so as you'd imagine, this group is hungry for their next win, which they hope comes tomorrow against Indiana. But as much confidence as this team has, they also know what awaits them. An Indiana team that is also hunting a dub because the Hoosiers have lost their last 3 games. And they're going to be at home in the iconic Assembly Hall.
Any team, including us, after a loss, you're going to kind of be hungry for a win. And not that you don't play hard, but you might play a little harder, lace them a little tighter for playing a team after a loss. And especially at Assembly Hall, you know, it's one of the greatest places in college basketball. So it's going to be a tough one, but I think we can do it.
They have a couple pieces out too, but it's the Big Ten for a reason, and they're always a pretty competitive team. So just going there and playing Assembly is not easy. So it's definitely going to be a dogfight, I'm pretty sure.
Tip-off with the Hoosiers is set for noon tomorrow, and that game can be watched right here on CBS. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Get an F-150 with 0% APR financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and $500 accessories cash.
Migraine hits hard, so you hit back with Ubrelvy. You level up. You won't take a time out. 1 dose of Ubrelvy works fast. It can quickly stop migraine in its tracks within 2 hours without worrying if it's too late or where you are.
Unlike older medicines, Ubrelvy is a pill that directly blocks a protein believed to be a cause of migraine. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Most common side effects were nausea and tiredness.
Migraine pain relief starts with you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
Floor & Decor, my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, and laminate, they've got it. Installation materials, yep, and all the tools I need, they've got those too. More importantly, they've got my back with benefits and services I actually want, and a pro app that makes my job easier. Floor & Decor just gets it. That means I get more done.
At Floor & Decor, whether you're looking for everyday low pricing on in-stock job lot quantities and installation materials, or a powerful partner to help take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
To help you take walks again. To ease your pain.
To rebuild your strength.
And at every step along the way,
we take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you. You.
You.
They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics, now offering robotic-assisted knee replacement.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
This portion of News 3 Now sponsored by RG Heating and Air Conditioning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new taste for the new year. The beverage company says the new formula features more caffeine and a revamped sweetener. Pepsi says taste testers called the flavor bolder and more refreshing. You can try it for yourselves. The new Pepsi Zero Sugar is on store shelves right now.
Your move, Coke Zero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one. Okay.
And I can't taste it at all, so it doesn't make any difference.
Taste.
But you could, the caffeine, that might be
bolder.
fun.
Yeah, that's all I need to be like this out there. Temperatures are right around the mid-20s, and they're going to stay there through the overnight hours. There's a live view from the Edgewater Skycam. 24 right now in Madison, 27 in Janesville. Most areas within a couple of degrees of 25 here in Dane County. It's 25 in Edgerton, 25 in Verona, and 24 in Middleton. Look for skies to be variably cloudy overnight with a low of about 20, high tomorrow of about 35 with a little more sunshine.
Thanks, everyone, for spending this time with us.
Do something good and have a great weekend.